Hello everyone, it's Justin, aka Justin Lambchop on Twitter, back again to make a video. Finally, it's been a little bit of a break, but we had some real life stuff to deal with the skating season being over. But I'm excited to be here with my special guest, Tiffany. Do you want to introduce yourself to everyone?
Hi, I'm Tiffany. Most of you probably know me as @TiffLangston on Twitter, and I'm super excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. So Tiffany, you and I got to meet in person in Boston at the World Figure Skating Championships, and it was so much fun getting to sit next to you for a few of these sessions. We need to give a shout out to Neil on Twitter.
Thanks, Neil.
Yes, thank you, Neil, who allowed us to advance our seats and sit with each other. Before we start talking about the Team Challenge Cup, I just wanted to ask you what were some of your highlights and favorite moments from Worlds?
Well, I mean, first I have to talk about meeting all of the people on Twitter. They were just as awesome and cool in person as I just knew that they would be. That was actually number one. You know, sometimes it's hard traveling to anywhere by yourself, but especially a skating competition and meeting other people who are as passionate and into it made it, you know, so much better. And also didn't help that I got some really nice seats from Neil as opposed to sitting way up in the balcony, which were the seats I actually, purchased ahead of time. As far as performances, I have a lot actually.
There's quite a few.
Of course, Ashley's both of Ashley's programs were amazing, but delivering when it counts really for the long program was really special. And Javier's long program. I don't know if I've ever seen him skate 100% completely clean long program ever, right?
And to see it live the only time he does it was phenomenal.
Yeah, I think actually the thing that impressed me the most is every single champion was a champion without question, right? There have been some years where you're kind of like, I don't know about this judging, but every one of the gold medalists went there and took that championship and snatched it. It was like, this is mine. And I like to see good skating. I like to see really good skating. I like to see clean skating. I want everybody to skate clean. So that was really great. This was actually my first competition, as I told you. I've been to Sea Stars ever since I was a kid. But this was the first time that I had been in, the arena for competition, and the atmosphere is just so different. But it was awesome. I will definitely be doing additional competitions in the future. Maybe Pyeongchang? Question mark?
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have you decided for sure or not if you're going to start saving now for the Olympics?
Oh, I've already started saving. It's just a matter of it making it happen.
Totally on board with you. Okay, so let's get into the Team Challenge Cup. I was there in Spokane in person, and Tiffany caught the videos afterwards. And as you all know, this is the first time the competition was being held, and the format is kind of interesting. It's kind of similar to World Team Trophy and different in just a few ways. We'll cover the events chronologically, how they happen. So let's start off with the first day, where it was the single skaters and it was the short program only. And so Team Asia won, with Team North America being second, and then Team Europe being third. Tiffany, do you just want to start talking about some of the top performers of Friday evening in this short?
Sure. I will make one comment, though. I'm so confused by the way this thing works. Like, what was the point of that entire evening competition except for to get the skaters a little bit of money? And I appreciate that, because as we all know, skating is an expensive sport. So the fact that they were able to make a little bit of cash is great, but outside of that, I don't really understand what it was for.
And I felt bad for the pair skaters and the ice dance teams, because they didn't get an opportunity to make a little bit extra. And what was extra confusing, we didn't find out until the day of that the Friday night segment, so the short program only, the total scores are separate from the scoring on the next day. And so I was a little confused, but I went there with the mentality of, okay, I'm just here to see some good skating. But I knew it was a fun, laid-back, casual environment, so I just went off of that. But yeah, the scoring was kind of hard to grasp at first.
The first person I want to talk about is Dennis 10. His short program was stellar. It was so good. It was like that one you expected to see at the World Championships, you know, because he always peaks at the end of the season.
But where was that at Worlds? Like, we needed that at Worlds, Dennis.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. But it was great. It was near perfect, and what I expect from him when he is skating at his best. Obviously, we got to talk about Shoma and his quad flip. I mean, yeah, just bang, quad flip, hashtag no big deal.
No big deal.
I could do that. Right? And to debut it so quickly after Worlds, and to do it, I mean, it wasn't the prettiest, neither the one in the short or the long. It was not the prettiest jump, but it was around and landed on 1 foot-ish, I think. But yeah, props to him. If he can get that cleaned up, then we'll be talking about him next season, like we're talking about Boyang this season, but even better because he's got better artistry, really.
Mm-hmm.
It was good to see Jason back. I liked his long program better than his short program, so I'll probably chat about that when we get to that portion of the event. And Ashley, I mean, crushed it. It was so good. It was as good as it was in at Worlds, if not maybe even a little bit better, because there was less pressure. And it didn't seem like she had some kind of injury because her leg was wrapped up. And you know, there was talk about the injury before Worlds. She's like, oh no, I'm good. And then after, she's like, meh, I was kind of injured. Didn't seem to be hampering her. Her triple flip, triple toe was like crispy clean. And that's the type of thing that we need her to keep doing and building on that momentum into next year. What are some of your favorite performances from the first night?
Let's see. So as I told you before we started this video, I printed out the protocols, made my notes, totally left them at work, so I have to go off of my memory now from being at the arena. Probably not going to go into specifics. Dennis 10, where was that performance in Boston? It was good to see him deliver. Gosh, he is such a beautiful skater when he's on. Everything about the choreography of his short program and the edge and the way he glides. Oh, so beautiful. Shoma Uno, quad flip. I did not see that coming. You know, I did not see his planned program details, but that was out of nowhere. And then to do a quad triple combination later on as well. Wow, that was amazing. Also someone who didn't bring their best short program in Boston. So I think Shoma Uno was a highlight for me, and it was nice to see him score very highly. I think it was somewhere along the lines of 105. So I'm excited for next season when Shoma could potentially be in the running for a silver medal or maybe winning events after the short program. Because I kind of thought he was held back this season, you know, being the first season as a senior competitor on the international scene. So yeah, there is Shoma. Adam Rippon, I just love seeing his short program whenever I can. Did not have that grand moment as he did in Boston because he had a little bit of a fallout on the triple axel, but he still delivered, so I'm very proud of him. Ashley Wagner, triple flip, triple toe, bam. I mean, her entire short program was money. Spins, level 4s, triple. I think she may have sold that short program just as well as she did in Boston. It made quite the impression in person. Then let's see, am I missing anybody? Gracie. I was not impressed by her popping her intended triple combination. Let's see. We're discussing our top performers here. Jason Brown. I actually think his short program was really beautiful. I really liked seeing him back in competition. I think he came back with a vengeance, I would say. You know, first competition since, was it Skate America? I was not expecting him to perform as well as he did. And
I didn't realize that I missed him until I saw him, and I was like, gosh, I really did. I did miss him. I really need for him to get the axle like solid. And you know, we can let Phil Hirsch talk about the quads all he wants to, whatever, that's fine. But I did miss his transitions, his flexibility, I did miss him. I was one of those people, I think, maybe last season, who thought he potentially got a little overscored in his, not, thought it was good. Don't get me wrong. Riverdance is one of my all-time favorite programs. Like, I love it. I just felt like in the way that other people are getting judged based on their technical content, I just didn't feel like he had it. And so when he had to sit out some of the season, I thought maybe he would come back and I would feel the same, but I really did miss that connection that he makes with the audience, the emotion that he brings, and a lot of the artistry that's missing from some of the other skaters. I think if you look at a skater like Boyang Jin, who has all of the jumps in the world, but you just don't connect with him when he skates, and I miss that from Jason. So I'm really excited to see what happens with him going forward the rest of the season, or for next season.
That's right. Well, did you notice that his component marks were higher than Adam's in the short program by like 2 points?
I did.
Did you agree with that?
You know, like I mentioned before, I'm a much bigger fan of the long program over the short program. I don't think they were that far apart.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Not for me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's see. Evgenia, I'm not a personal fan of her skating, but I do commend her for bringing it time and time again all season long. Like, I'm not sure if you know this about me, but I was actually mad at her for winning so many things this past season. But I've grown comfortable with the idea now because, you know, she does grit out her jumps. She does take advantage of the system a whole lot. I think I'm no longer as angry at her as I was at one point of this past season. But yeah, she delivered. She knows how to bring it every time.
I am concerned for her. Similarly as to being concerned for lots of the Russian ladies, I think she has better technique, but there's something about her and Julia Lipnitskaya back when she, like a couple seasons ago when she was, Evgenia lands her jumps, she's not quite straight, she lands kind of to the side and muscles it out that way, and I'm concerned for if she grows more, that's going to mess with her jump consistency. It is almost the exact same technique that Julia Lipnitskaya had, which makes sense because coaches. And I'm hoping that that's not the case. She has really good snap. Actually, someone posted a Instagram of her today, did a triple sal, triple loop, triple toe. With that extremely clean rotation, so maybe she's not going to struggle with it, but just the way that she lands her jumps makes me concerned for if she has a growth spurt, if she's going to be able to maintain that consistency. And as we know, the Russian ladies have not been known for maintaining consistency over several seasons.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong, I don't think she has longevity, but I do commend her for what she's done this season. And anybody else? We got Jason, Adam, Shoma, Dennis. I think those were the top contenders for Friday night. Ashley, of course. Satoko was good.
Yeah, I know. Like, Satoko was good. Elizabeth Tursunbaeva, she's just adorable and cute. I feel like both she and Satoko get a little bit underscored, potentially. I mean, they're tiny. They're both, like, I actually was right next to Satoko, and I'm, like, twice the size of her in all aspects. She's just itty-bitty. She's itty-bitty. And I feel like she gets dinged on the PCS because her jumps aren't huge, although she has rarely ever had a problem with the rotation on them. And she's such a lovely quality about her skating. And so I'm sad because I think and she's super consistent.
Yeah.
And I don't think she gets rewarded for those things when she should.
Well, she looked like she was upset with her scores in Boston. So it was nice to see her get a 73 in the short here. Maybe one competition too late, you know, in her mind, but at least she got it. And in Boston, I was next to Elizabeth Turnsbaeva. She is the tiniest thing. I'm surprised she's a skater on the senior level. Like, she's that small.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So let's move on to day 2. In the morning, we had the pairs and the dance do their free programs. And the total scores, points-wise, would be combined with the single skaters in the evening to determine which team won. Obviously, Meagan and Eric of Canada were a highlight for the pairs, doing their long program to Adele. Not perfect, had some struggles on the side-by-side Lutzes, but Meagan was able to whip out another throw quad sal. Landed almost entirely on one foot. Maybe she skidded the free leg a little bit on the ice, but that program is just always so great to see live. It always builds with Adele's vocal, and I think their chemistry is perfect with each other, with the arrangements of that song. Yeah. What do you think?
I'm a big fan of Meagan and Eric. There's something about her grit and personality that really appeals to me. Also, I like them because they're older. Like they make me feel like I could get. I mean, let's get it straight. Ain't not gonna happen. But the fact that they're still skating strong, learning new stuff, well into their late 20s. Like, is Eric 30? I mean, like.
They're up there.
That's amazing. Mm-hmm. What they're able to make their bodies do, and to be continuing to push the sport. I think there is something to be said about, do we really need quad twists and quad throws and things like that? But I applaud them for being the first pair to do side-by-side quad triple lutzes and to try to do 2 quad throws in a program. Like, I think that's cool. And they're maximizing their strengths, because they're not ever going to be known like some of the Russian pairs for having that sort of classic, beautiful skating and lines and stuff. That's not them. So, maximizing the stuff that you do well and minimizing the stuff that you do less well. Not saying you don't do it well, but you do it less well. I think is a good strategy, and it worked for them this year. And I'm actually, back to Worlds for a second, one of the things that I was really happy about was because last year they said, oh, well, of course they won because Alyona wasn't there, and Maxime and Tatiana weren't there, and Solo and Klimov were like, meh, we're not gonna, it was a kind of a depleted field. It's like winning a Worlds after an Olympics, right? Like, and so they were like, the fact that they were able to come in, skate almost flawlessly at Worlds, and do it with a packed field with all of the favorites. Now, to be fair, most of those other people did not skate very well in Worlds, but to come and show up and do it well, I think is commendable. And they skated pretty well here. It's hard to maintain, after the Worlds, the high of, now being 2-time world champions, to come in and do it. It was enough, especially because Stolbova and Klimov did not have the best performance here either.
No.
But I was happy. I was happy for them, and glad that they were able to end their season on a high note.
Yeah, what I liked about this pair is that they are able to maintain their difficult technical elements over the span of a few seasons. How many seasons have they been doing the side-by-side lutzes? At least 3?
I want to say that. So let's see. They were with different partners in 2010, right? Mm-hmm. So they haven't, at least 3 seasons, because I know Meagan was a single skater, and it's something that they both could do. So I would say probably as long as their partnership, at least 3-4 seasons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's incredible. Yeah. They're not a pair that's just doing a quad one season and then it's off the next. So very good for them. The Russian pair, I'm gonna butcher their names. Can you help me? Fedor Klimov and
Stolbova.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. They didn't look like they were wanting to win the gold medal here, or wanting to win the team challenge.
They started off pretty well, and then it just kind of all fell apart. And I don't know. They had a really great skate at that. It was a Grand Prix final, right? They won the Grand Prix final. And she's super fierce. Like, she just looks like she boxes you. She's great. But yeah, I think for them, their problem was they peaked too early. They had their major performance at the Grand Prix final, and then did not skate as well. They skipped Euros, right? They skipped Euros. And then they came into Worlds, and they were a little rusty. And I think, because he had some back issues or something. Someone said that she punched him and he had a black eye or something, whatever. And he had to stay till he healed, because she always looks angry at him when he messes up. But yeah, I think they had their really great skate too early in the season, and after being injured and maybe not competition ready, struggled the rest of the season. But they'll be back stronger. I mean, any pair doing a triple combination is phenomenal to me. So I like them. She's just, their programs seem usually a little cold. She seems cold. They don't look like they get along really well. And I think that's the one thing that's missing for me, for them, that most of the other pairs have. Like Meagan and Eric look like they get along when they're skating. Tatiana and Max are obviously they're married, so they get along. And Stolbova and Klimov look like they could be strangers.
At least there's an intensity about their coldness that I don't mind.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, it's a program. Maybe if they had some different programs that really maximize that.
Mm-hmm, for sure. And then the other team having a lot of struggles would be Alexa and Chris. Interesting, did not skate their best, but looked like they enjoyed themselves by the end of the program. That's fine by me. I never like to see skaters upset with themselves after they finish skating. But you can tell that they kind of thought of it as a fun exhibition type competition. I'm actually glad they didn't put too much stress on themselves for not skating too perfectly. But man, those side by sides, what are we gonna do to make those happen all the time?
I think they also too peaked a little early because they crushed the long program at Four Continents. They were amazing. They were like, oh my gosh, we scored 140 plus. That's in the conversation talk right there.
They won the silver medal at Skate America and qualified for the Grand Prix final.
But Chris's jumps are scary. They're scary. He has scary jumps. All of his side-by-side jumps are scary. And I don't know. I wonder if do you send pairs to people like Tom Zakrychak? Do you send them to people like jump coaches to help them? You hear singles skaters doing it all the time, but do pairs skaters actually go try to fix those types of issues? I don't know.
I'm not sure. I don't think of Delilah, their coach, as a jump specialist, so I would hope that's what's happening. I don't want to believe that it's nerves every single time.
No. And I think, but if they get those jumps together, they've been getting the component marks that are maybe not quite gold level, but they're top 5 contenders if they can stay on their feet.
The international judges are warming up to them this season, so I want them to take advantage of that.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now moving on to the ice dancers. So I think there are 2 ice dance teams that stood out, and it would be Madison Chock, and then is it Weaver and Poje?
Yeah.
Why don't you give me your take on those programs?
So I have not been the biggest fan of Chock and Bates' program this year. It just, I'm Team Sibs for sure. The Fix You program was amazing. Shibs Twizzles are awesome. And I always felt that, Chock and Bates' program was boring and sloppy. And then they skated this, and I was like, this is what I was waiting for. This is what it was supposed to look like. They skated it better here than they've skated it all season, including at Worlds. And I was like, why haven't you been skating it like this whole season? Now, I know that they changed some of the choreography and stuff in between the Grand Prix final and the beginning of the national. So I'm sure that there was some not having comfort with some of the movements and things like that. But this was my favorite time that they have skated this program. It's going to be interesting going forward, seeing, obviously the Shibutanis won this year, but I think it's not going to be like they've surpassed them. I think they're going to go back and forth, like a Tessa and Scott and Meryl and Charlie kind of thing. I don't think anybody should feel comfortable in the U.S. When it comes to ice dance. It's going to be a brawl, and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Weaver and Poje, they also skated extremely well here, better than they skated at Worlds.
Yes.
And you can tell when Kaitlyn's not stressed, she skates a little bit freer. They've always been good technicians, but sometimes I feel like she wants it so much that she lets that get in the way of the performance sometime, and they didn't have that problem here. It was very free. It's a good program for them, and I like that kind of direction, and I'm really excited to see where they go next year, especially with Tessa and Scott coming back. That is also going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
So I just started following ice dance somewhat closely this season, so this is all new to me. But not gonna lie, I can't come on here and be a hypocrite. I am a fan of Madison Chock and Evan Bates, even though I know the rest of America probably is not. I do believe, the Shibs are better skaters, don't get me wrong. But I did like Madison and Evan's free dance in Spokane. As you said, I thought it was their best performance this season. The noticeable stuff that everyone talks about, the edge quality isn't there with Madison Chalk as it is with Maya or Alex. But I found it very enjoyable, and for sure, I agree that Kaitlyn and Andrew had the best free dance of the competition. You know,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they wish they would have skated that at Worlds, but because it sounds like so much politics is involved in ice dance, who knows if that would have been enough for them to be on the podium.
It's interesting because you've got Marina who had her moment. Now you have Igor, and then you've got Marie France up in Montreal. Like now she's having a moment. Now Tesson's got her going to them. But it's about whose turn it is. I feel a little bit more so than the actual skating. Now I will say Madison Chock sells it. She sells the heck out of every program she ever does. And I think that's one thing that maybe Maya could work on a little bit, because Maya and Alex are amazing skaters, but sometimes they don't perform outward as much as some of the other skaters, and I think that would really help them to loosen up a little bit and to skate bigger. And I think that will get them where they need to be as far as being in the gold medal conversation.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Let's see here. Okay, so let's go on to the free programs for the single skaters. And I don't know why I'm just thinking about this right now. I should have said it when we first talked about the short program skaters. But I have to say, my Canadian girl, Gabrielle Daleman, very much delivered in the short program. I don't know why I'm just saying this right now. Sorry, Gabby, if you're watching. Really, she had a breakout moment in Worlds. And you remember this. You saw me give the standing ovation for her long program. I think I was the only one, but I stood up because I'm a big fan. The short program was amazing, even better than it was at Worlds score-wise, and I'm excited that she was able to ride off of the positive momentum in Boston to do that short program in Spokane. In the long program, however, she was not on her game, and she doubled to intended triple jumps. So unfortunate for her. Granted, it's been a long season for everybody, so I'm not mad at her at all. But some of our top performers in the long program, I'm going to go off memory. I'm going to work backwards just because that's what I remember. I just remember Ashley Wagner being the last to skate, just like at Boston, and she delivered. Granted, we'll note that she only had the third best score of the night, but still, she was up there in performance. Not the same quality as in Boston. I thought she was a little slower here. Had an under rotation on her triple flip, triple toe in the second half of the program.
In the second half of the program, hello.
Yeah, but I want to give props and kudos to her for going after it when she didn't hit it in the beginning. That was amazing. I'm so proud of Ashley. I think this competition has cemented her as the leading international U.S. lady, which I always want for Ashley. Granted, I'm a fan of Gracie's as well, but I want this for Ashley.
No, absolutely. And, it's interesting because I didn't... So I watched later, right? Mm-hmm. And I wasn't following on Twitter because it just didn't work with my schedule. And so when I looked at the protocols before I watched it, and I thought, oh, Ashley's trying to do her triple in the second half. I thought it was intentional. I didn't realize that she kind of missed the landing on the first triple flip. But if you're going to look for ways to increase the difficulty of your programs, backloading is the way to go. The triple toe was under rotated, but it wasn't by that much. Mm-mm. I don't know if it's necessarily a bad idea to be thinking about putting both those triples in the second half of her long program this coming season as a way to get the bonus to increase the overall technical difficulty of her program. It's a strategy as opposed to learning a different triple or different jump combination or jump sequence. Just switching out the single flip and putting the triple combo after the halfway point would increase the base value of that combo by a fair amount. So something to think about.
I think she could do it.
I was like, Shoma's trying quad flips, and Ashley's doing triples in the second half. Okay, I didn't realize that it was not intentional until I watched. And I was like, oh, that's why that didn't happen the way. But she still performed the heck out of it, and it was.
And she had a strong wrap on her thigh for the long program.
Yeah.
So if she's injured, if she's recovering, she skated really well for whatever condition she was in.
Absolutely.
All right. Some of the other top performers, you want to mention them? My mind is going blank right now.
Sure. So I will say Medvedeva, we talked about her a little bit earlier. I mean, her long program was near perfect. I don't know how I feel about her now having the world record for all the scores and things. I was a really big fan of Yuna Kim's Olympic long program. I thought it was flawless and amazing. But we can talk about everybody's personal best up in this competition, which actually counts. Because it was an ISU sanctioned event, it counts, and I'm just nope. Satoko was beautiful and lovely. I will say that Roberta Rodriguero, obviously I've seen her, but I'd never really paid a ton of attention to her. And I thought that she actually skated really lovely. And she's upping her technical difficulty over previous seasons, and she's
better
also
than I expected her to.
She's also 26, 27.
Yeah.
She's no spring chicken. So the fact that she's continuing to compete and working to increase her technical difficulty is really impressive to me, and I'm excited to see her moving forward. Other ladies.
Do you think she could potentially be better than Carolina Costner next season if they're both competing?
No. Okay, and I'll tell you why. So I love Carolina Costner, but I was not an early Carolina Costner fan because when she won her world championship, she did not do a triple flip or a triple lutz in either of her programs. So I was like, how is this a thing that's happening? I always felt that she was held up with her PCS.
Me too.
And then at the 2014 Olympics, I was really impressed. She had swapped out the triple toe in her short program for a triple flip, triple toe. And she has really good speed. She skates really fast. And she has good line. She seems tall. There are some skaters that seem short. She seems very tall and very long and very elegant. But I wasn't a fan of hers until, right before she stopped being able to skate. Oh, this is my dog. It's coming to say hi. And I don't think that Roberta is going to compete with Carolina because international judges love Carolina, and I don't think
even after the scandal.
That scandal ain't have nothing to do with us.
Okay,
it wasn't like she cheated in skating. No, it remains to be seen sort of how combat kids have not been having a good time lately. So
I was gonna say
Patrick,
my worry with Carolina Costner is that she won't have a triple, period.
Yeah.
So hi puppy.
Depends on what kind of shape she's in. And, but I feel like if she gets back, and even if she's doing triple toe, she's always probably going to outrank Roberta on PCS, and so I don't think that Roberta will be competitive. I do think that between the two of them, they could potentially, they're the top two. I don't think that Carolina coming back is going to stop Roberta from competing. They'll get their 2 spots in Worlds and the Olympics, and it'll be fine, I think.
Most.
But
Shoma Uno had a nice long program.
He did. Before we move to the mid, I want to just touch briefly on Rika Hongo.
Oh yes.
I like her. I love her enthusiasm. I am concerned for her because Japan has a couple of really great juniors that are coming up. Rin Honda and and there's another one, Higuchi, I think is her name. And Rika, I like her. I even liked her river dance. I don't know if she's going to have the special spark that's going to compete with some of the other ones coming up. So I'm concerned for her. But I hope she continues to work with Akiko. I love Akiko.
Yeah. The thing with Rika is that right now,
no, go ahead.
there are some she lacks some polish to her overall skating. And I think that's made up
Yeah.
for, especially in her river dance free program, because she brings enthusiasm. But, the posture, the lines are just not stretched. And I feel like it may be more glaring when the youngsters come up and they have more polish than she does.
Yeah.
I worry for Rika in the future. But hey, hopefully she can improve on her overall skating skills during the off season. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, she did actually do better this season than I thought she was going to, because she made the Grand Prix final last season, and I said, oh no, Mal's coming back. This season's gonna be hard for her, and she did pretty well. And I think that bodes well for her going forward. And I think if she continues to work with Akika, who is always known for being a very beautiful skater, and I think someone said that Shaylin Bourne was doing one of her programs next season as well.
Ooh,
I think she continues to work. I think it's gonna be good. I think, and hopefully she can kind of stave off the up and comers maybe for one more season.
For at least one season.
But yeah, Japan, when it comes time for the Olympics, that's gonna be a bloodbath for sure. Heck, it's gonna be a bloodbath in the United States too. Okay, anyway, on to Shoma.
Shoma,
yeah,
really
great.
good. Backloading his program.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Quad toes. Last minute. Phew. No big deal.
Yeah, not perfect landings on everything, but gosh, good enough to, walk away with the best score of the night.
Yeah, no, I think he's got a great quality. And when he skates and Boyang Jin skates in the same competition, it is amazing to see the difference between the two of them, right?
Yeah, Boyang Jin was not on that night. I can tell you that.
Woo! And when he does not land when he lands his jumps, you're like, oh my gosh, that's amazing! Quad lutz, quad toe, blah blah blah. When he doesn't land his jumps, it's almost painful to watch.
None of it works. You're right. When his jumps are clean, you're like, wow, impressive quad lutz, impressive quad toe. Like, skating's kind of meh, besides the jumps. Spins need a lot of work, but, great jumps. When the jumps are not there, you just think, in the audience, I was thinking, like, ooh, this is hard to watch.
Someone actually mentioned on Twitter, and I can't remember who it was, who said, the best part about Boyang Jin is he understands that's where he needs to work.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he gets the fact that he's a good jumper, but the first thing you say is, oh, what are you doing for next season? And he says, oh, I'm going to, work on my components and my spins and my skating skills. And I was like, knowing, as the G.I. Joes used to say, knowing is half the battle, right? He's not in denial about where his shortcomings are, and I think that'll bode well for him.
Cool. I did not know that, so that's good to know.
I can't remember who said.
He does have, if he works on the components and continues, with his technical proficiency, he does have a long future ahead of him. Probably even more than Han Yan, and I hate to say this because I loved Han's program this season. Granted, he didn't qualify for the long in Boston. Still so mad about.
Ooh, oh my gosh, that was another thing about Boston. Him and Nam Nguyen, oh gosh, that was rough.
Okay, who else was there? You liked Jason Brown's long program?
I really liked his long program. I remember, so I had forgotten kind of what this long program looked like before, because it's been so long since we've seen it, right?
No,
because Skate America. And I remember Corey or Roheen, somebody posted it when he was practicing it in the off season before the season started, and it seemed like there were so many transitions, and so too much of a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I remembered commenting to somebody about how it just looked like they were trying to pack everything in it. And I want to say at Skate America, I felt the same way. But here, I don't know if they pulled some out or because he had so much time to practice it because he wasn't competing. But it was so seamless. All of the movements, it was really, really lovely. I think it was scored a little high. And Adam thought it was scored a little high too. If you looked at his face, oh, you were in the arena, so you probably couldn't see it. But
and I was opposite from
tape.
the Kiss and Cry team booth area.
But when Jason's score came up, Adam raised his eyebrows because I want to say Jason's score was 15 points higher or something. It was not close to what Adam had skated. Even though they both had a couple like issue with the triple. Well, Adam fell on the quad lutz, and Jason stepped out of his triple axel. Yeah. I can't remember, but yeah.
You're talking about the free program, I think Adam and Boyang Jin were in the same group, and Adam won, and Boyang Jin came in third.
Yeah, but Jason scored higher than Adam.
Oh, that's
on
right.
The second game. Yeah, by like at least 10, 12 points. It was a lot. And Adam was like, meh. But yeah, and Dennis 10. Oh gosh, that was a struggle to watch too. Not because he's a bad skater, but just because his stroke program was so good. And so you're thinking, oh, maybe he's healthy and he's skating well, and then...
I was thinking, oh, Dennis is back after this short program. Oh, and maybe not so much. Yeah.
I really hope that he can take some time now, Frank, let him take a vacation, get his boots fixed, and heal whatever injury he most definitely has and has had all season.
I was going to say, does he need time? Because he hasn't been competing all that much. But, if he is injured, then yes, by all means, take some time off the ice.
Well, he went to, a senior B before Worlds and was, splatting all over the ice. I think he...
Oh, that's right. I forgot about
He fell, 3 times, I think. And he was looking in not great shape because he competed at one of the Grand Prix and he wasn't looking good, and Frank was he needed to come. And someone said he was having hip problems and boot problems, and so I hope that he takes some time to get all of his problems fixed.
Yeah, take a month off and free yourself of problems, Dennis. Come on.
Yes, all the problems. Let's get them all fixed. I will tell you one thing. We were talking about Dennis's choreography in the short program specifically. Now, Lori Nichols choreographs Dennis's programs, and she choreographs Gracie's programs, and she choreographs all of Frank's people's programs. But I feel like Dennis's programs are better constructed than Gracie's programs, potentially. And I don't know what... Lori, do the work. I don't know. But or maybe Dennis is just he's a more expressive skater.
Lori's choreography does not work with everyone. I mean, I guess you can say that about any choreographer, but I'd say especially with Lori, you don't just hand her a top skater and she does her magic, I actually think Gabby Daleman's programs are better than Gracie's. Maybe it's because I'm a Gabby fan, but actually, I don't think Gracie and Lori gel well together. They probably get along, but Lori is not going to produce greatness for Gracie.
No. And every time that she does that, egg-laying thing on the ice where she squats and, puts her arms up. Yeah, Okay, so here's what I think. I really think Gracie might want to think about a new coach.
Oh,
not because Frank's a bad coach.
Mm-hmm.
Frank is an excellent coach for some people. Okay, if Gracie gets a new coach, who do you think she should go to?
Oh, now that I don't know, but I think she needs to change coaches.
I think she should go to Yuka Sato.
Interesting.
I'll tell you why. Because Frank is a very strict coach. He's very serious. And I would like to... And Alex Oroshev, who was Gracie's coach before Frank, is the same way. And Yuka does not strike me as that type of person. She strikes me as more nurturing and potentially maybe Gracie just needs a new kind of energy and a coaching style that is different than what she's known. And I think that might be helpful. And there are certain people who flourish under that, like Alyssa Cisney did, like Jeremy Abbott does, or did. I don't know. Has he officially retired? I don't think he has, actually. So I think I would like to see her go to somebody who's going to be more nurturing. I would say Corey Aid, but I don't think Corey's taking new people. I don't actually think she should go to Corey Aid, but I think she should go to Yuka. Because Yuka, I don't even think has a top skater right now, so she'd have, her to herself. Not a senior skater, not that I know of. And I think that might be a good thing for her. But I don't think she's leaving Frank.
Yeah, no, I definitely think she needs to move from Frank, just because, I don't think it's working. Not that Frank's a bad coach, although I think he may have lost his mojo now, a little more so than in the past. He's getting close to retirement. Yuka would be an interesting choice. The only thing is, I'm not sure she would be able to get out that killer instinct in Gracie. But then again, maybe that's not what Gracie needs right now. So maybe she needs a different energy.
Gracie has it it's Gracie wants to win. You can tell she wants to win.
Yeah.
Like that interview she did in Worlds after it was over. Did you see it? Where she was basically like, "I was terrible. Everybody's gonna be talking crap about me anyway. It's horrible." It's not like It's not like she doesn't have the drive and she's a super hard worker. And the thing about it is she already has beautiful jump technique, right? Like, so she doesn't need to go to like Tom Z. She's got beautiful jumps. She needs to go to someone who is, I think, just going to figure out the best way for her to get the best out of herself. And I don't know if Frank's way is the way to go with that. Because she has all the pieces if she could just check in mentally. Like, she just, like, I don't know if it's pressure. I don't know if it's high expectations. I don't know if she just, like, loses focus. I don't know what it is. I know she's working with a sports psychiatrist. But the one... Because, like, Gracie probably has better jumps than Ashley. Her Lutzes are bigger, her rotation is better, but Ashley has that, like, eye of the tiger, and she has better performance skills. And so when you balance them out, at the end of the day, I would much rather have someone who I can trust who's going to stay on their feet and fight for everything than someone who has all the talent in the world and the big, beautiful jumps and can't seem to mentally focus and turn it on. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I feel like if she's gonna this being the halfway point between the two Olympics, this is the time it needs to take. Like last time she changed coaches. Last time she changed coaches the season of the Olympics, which I think is crazy. Change now, figure it out, and then really zone in. Not next season, but the season after, when it's time to choose the Olympic teams. But I like her. I think she's all the talent in the world. I just would love to see her put it together.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely think what's wrong with Gracie right now, it's all mental in the head. She can land every jump. You know, she's like fibbing on like the different jumps. It's not a jump that's bothering her the most. Some may argue it's the triple flip, you know, with the edge concern, but I don't think, you know, that's a case. I think it's a head case issue for Gracie. Just want her to find a way, you know, maybe Yuka would take the pressure off of her. And here's the thing. I don't think Gracie needs a new choreographer or anything because the judges love her. They're going to give her high PCS no matter what she skates to. It's land your jumps. You know, she rarely under-rotates. The judges will give it to her. So I don't know what she needs to do to figure that out.
Stop popping your jumps.
Yeah. Let's see. So is there anyone else to mention for the long programs? I know we haven't brought up any of the European men because I didn't find them very impressive.
The men's long program specifically was a little bit rough. Like,
no, it was rough.
Yeah, yeah. The struggle was,
and a lot of the bad falls were on my end of the ice. So it was like, ooh. Yeah.
I will say, Mikhail. Oh my gosh, what's his last name? I'm blanking.
The surprise man at Worlds. The surprise.
Right. Yeah. Koilata. Or Pineapple King. That's what they call him on Twitter. Sorry, Pineapple King. You know, I'm kind of mad at him because he was the reason why we didn't get our 3 spots because he needed to make
these mistakes in Boston.
Exactly. I needed Adam to jump up one more place so we could have that spot. But no, okay, so all you old school skating fans, he looks like Ilya Kulik. Like, I didn't realize it. Yeah. He looks just like him. Does not skate as well as him. But it's got crazy costumes like Ilya Kulik. I like him. I like him better than Maxim Kuftoon.
Me too.
I think he's got potential, and he skated extraordinarily well when it counted, and so this wasn't a great competition for him, but he peaked at the right time, which was at Worlds. To be top 4 in the world at your first one, that's not bad. So I'm hoping that next season it'll be him and Aryan Pikayev. They're my favorite Russian men, I think. But I have hope for him for the future, but this was not a good competition for him. But it looked like he was having a good time.
Yeah, that's true. So I think that is everything. I just wanted to tell everyone some of my highlights being there in person. So yes, for sure, it was a relaxed and casual environment. No, it was not sold out. But I kind
Oh.
of liked the atmosphere being more relaxed because I actually thought that Worlds in Boston was too much for me. Like you went out into the concourse during the break and there were people everywhere. Like I felt bad if you were a lady waiting in line to go to the restroom.
Woo! Yes.
The seating issues with people trying to move around, but you're in someone else's seat. That was kind of hectic for me. So it was nice to just sit back and relax in Spokane. I got a chance to meet Gabby Daleman on the concourse. That was a big surprise for me. I don't think, she would have been out on the concourse at Worlds or anything. And I also got to meet her coach, Lee Barkell, who's a very nice man.
Yeah, I think if Worlds had been, in Japan, I probably would have gone to Team
Challenge
what was
Cup.
it, Team Challenge Cup?
Yeah.
Team Challenge Cup. But because they were back to back and I had to work and money things, it was the timing was poor.
Mhm.
I'm trying to decide now that I'm into competitions, what I'm going to do next year. I think I might aim for nationals because I hear going to nationals is like special.
Nationals has a very similar vibe as Worlds did in Boston. I think it's because it was in the U.S. But yeah, there's something special in the air about being at nationals.
I don't know if the Team Challenge Cup is coming back next year.
I don't think it is.
I don't know.
I think they're going back to World Team Trophy.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I won't be going to Team Challenge Cup next year, I guess. And then I also hear that I should potentially go to Skate America. I definitely will potentially. Well, no, I won't definitely. I will potentially pick one of those things to go to. My only problem with nationals is it's in January, and I live in New York City, which means that chances are there'll be snow and ice and things that I have to fight in January, and I would really hate to plan to go and then to not be able to go. So maybe potentially going to Skate America in like September or October, rather, when it actually happens, is probably maybe a better choice to make sure that the weather's going to cooperate with me, because I don't want to be stuck here when I could be watching skating in Kansas City. I think it's next year. Yeah, I think it's Kansas City. So we'll see. What about you? Any plans to watch skating live next year?
I try to do only one competition live a year. This year I did two. I'm not sure if you remember in Spokane, but in Boston I told you, no, not doing the Team Challenge Cup, but I'm in Seattle, so it was a 1 hour plane ride. But I didn't think I would do it because
not going, and then you're like, book my tickets.
Yeah, I was tweeting you because I just really wanted to like save the money, and then I just was like playing around with ticket prices one day, and I found a hotel flight bundle deal that was too good to resist. So I was like, why not? Booked it.
It was meant to be.
Yeah. So
and you guys see Gabby. It was worth it.
Yes. So it was weird this season to attend two figure skating competitions live, but next season my plan, plans can change, but I think I will be attending Skate Canada.
Okay, that's because you're so. Where is Skate Canada next year?
It's going to be in Mississauga, which is just outside of Toronto.
Oh, you mean like all the way on my side of the country?
Yes. So I'm not sure if my viewers know this, but when I travel to figure skating events, I go based on how exciting the city is, because I didn't travel a lot growing up, so I like to kill two birds with one stone. When I travel for skating events, so it always happens in the fall when all of the events are listed, and I look at which places have the cool locations. And Nationals isn't always in the most exciting place, but I've always wanted to go to Toronto, so I'll be in Skate Canada.
Toronto's very close to me. Well, last year Adam and Ashley went to Skate Canada. That might be worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Gabby
Daleman better go to Skate Canada. That's what I'm saying.
Totally, absolutely. Yeah, awesome.
Sure.
Maybe our paths will cross again soon.
Yes, and before you travel to any like skating event, let it be known on Twitter, because it's always fun meeting Twitter friends at competitions. All right, so we've been babbling on for a little bit, which is nice because I haven't talked to you since Boston. Today's the first time we've talked, but I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. Everyone, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in a video. Probably I'll make one this summer about skating, just because I'll miss it so much. But until then, I'll see y'all later. Bye bye.